Hey everyone, Kelly here with Hidden Heart Treasures. Welcome to video 3 of the Bulldori 101 series, Making Your Bulldori Cover. If you are new to the series, I recommend that you first visit the first 2 videos of the series. The first one being the introduction and the second one being on how to make the inserts for your Bulldori. And the third video, which you're about to see now, is the cover making. And so I'm just going to get right to it. These are the supplies you're going to need, and I will list that in the description box below so that you have it in front of you. You will need some sort of hole punch, and I'll explain what that's for later. You don't need anything fancy like this. You just need something that will hole punch. You will need some sort of elastic. It doesn't have to be anything fancy either. I use the 1.2 millimeter. I got this at the craft store at Hobby Lobby. So just some sort of elastic. You'll need a ruler. You'll need scissors. And then for your cover, you'll need some sort of material that's got some thickness to it, and it's durable and flexible. And in this case, I'm using the same material that I made my cover from. And as you can see, mine's a little different because I painted it and customized it to what I wanted, which is what you can do later. This video is just going to show you what you need to do to get the cover made and cut out, and how to put the elastic bands in there. So you will also need some sort of straight edge and something that has a 90 degree angle to it. It doesn't have to be a ruler like this, but just something with a 90 degree angle and straight edges. So what you're going to need to do is create a perfect 90 degree angle for you to measure the rest of your cover out for. You need 2 nice straight edges. So what I'm going to do here is just use my pen. And this bottom edge is already a straight edge. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is just making a nice 90 degree angle and straight edge here. So I'm just going to make that line there. Oh, it did not mark. Hold on a second. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now you have 2 straight edges. The next thing you're going to do is, because we made our inserts from 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper folded in half, you know that your length from top to bottom of your insert is the 8.5 measurement, 8.5 inches. The width is generally going to be taking your 11 part of your paper and folding it in half, so it's going to be generally 5.5 inches. But because we have a little bit of this overlap here, if you're like me and you don't care about it, it's about 1/4 of an inch that it sticks out. So I'm going to add that to the measurement of the length or the width you're going to need for this cover. And so basically you want your cover to be 2 times the width of your journal plus however much you would like the spine to be. So in this case, I made some little measurements out here for you. You're going to want your measurements. So here you have your width, which is your 5 3/4 because of your 5.5 inches for one side of your journal. And then the 1/4 of an inch is for that little bit that sticks out. And then you're going to want to add 1/4 of an inch to the edge of your journal cover so that your inserts don't come right to the edge of your cover. So you're giving yourself a little bit of a wiggle room there. And so you're going to basically do that twice. So your 5 3/4 plus your 1/4 inch wiggle room, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So that's 6 inches here and 6 inches here. And then for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be doing this with a 1 inch spine width. Okay? So that's going to give you a measurement of 13 inches total from edge of cover to edge of cover. And then the height is going to be, the journal length was, remember, the 8.5, but then you also want to add 1/4 of an inch at the top and 1/4 of an inch at the bottom. So a 1/2 inch total added on to your already 8.5 inch length is going to give you 9 inches total from top to bottom. So basically, you want to take your ruler and you want to measure from your left hand straight edge here, and you're going to measure out your 13 inches that you need for the width of your cover. So because you only have a 12-inch ruler, you're gonna want to line this up, and you're gonna just make a little tick mark at the end of your 12 inches, and then you're gonna come back and you're just gonna add an inch on and make your line. Then somewhere up from there, doesn't really matter where, you wanna line this up again, make another 12-inch tick mark, and then add your inch on. And that gives you your 13-inch width. And then you're going to line those two up, and you're going to make a line up and down. So you have your other straight edge. Now you're going to do the same thing for your height, your length of your book, which is that 9 inches. So you're going to line up here at the bottom, and you're going to mark your 9 inches. And then you're going to come in another spot and do it again, 9 inches. And then you're going to line those up. And the line doesn't have to be perfect. This is just so you know where to cut. And you're going to finish it off because it was 13 inches wide, so your ruler wasn't long enough. Okay? So basically, there is your journal cover. So the next thing you want to do is, because you want to know where your spine is so you know where to make the holes for your elastic, you want to measure in. If you remember, each side was 6 inches with a 1-inch spine. So you're going to measure to that 6-inch spot, which is right here, and then you're going to want to measure 1 inch over. So there's your spine. Here's your spine, and then here's your 2 sides. You're going to do the same thing at the bottom. Here's your 6-inch mark, and then 1 inch over. Okay, so now you know where your spine is going to be. And the only reason for doing this is so you know where to put your hole punch marks for your elastics. And you just want to make 2 equal marks in between, somewhere in between your inch spine. And so I basically just do mine, you know, you just can eyeball it. It's probably about a 1/2 inch wide. And I'm just going to do the same thing up here at the top. Okay, and you just need to go somewhere like maybe 1/4 inch or so from the top edge and the bottom edge. So I'm actually going to move these down a little bit. There and there. Okay, so more like 1/4 inch from the bottom and 1/4 inch from the top. Now I've already cut out one example for you. So here is, excuse me, here is your journal cover cut out. Okay, and I've already made the hole punches for the elastic. So the next step is to take elastic that you have, whatever kind you want, and you need to decide how many inserts you're going to want to put into your journal. With this size journal and the little bit of the wiggle room we left at each edge of the cover, you could probably fit up to 6 inserts in this book, in this cover. So what you're going to want to do is get your elastic, and you're just going to want to kind of just generally measure from top to bottom 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you don't need to stretch it or anything like that, because when you tie it and everything, it's going to take up a little bit more of that elastic band, and you don't need them real super tight. I mean, you can pull it a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. You just want that elastic in there, because once you start adding your inserts, the elastic will want to stretch and hold those in there for you. So what you're going to want to do is just go in one of the holes from the inside, okay, and you want to just keep. You just want to go in and then go right back in from the outside, because you don't want your elastic bands on the outside, you want them on the inside. So you're just going to repeat this process until you get them all in there. And this won't take long, but I just want to kind of show you how you finish this off. Okay, so you just keep going in and out the same holes here. And as you can see, it's creating the elastic bands that you'll end up attaching all of your inserts to. So the more times you go through, the little bit more effort it takes to get that into that hole. but it just takes a little bit of doing. And I just need to come back in one more time here. Okay, and so this last time through, let's see, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to come out and in one more time. Okay, and then what you're going to do is just tie these off. You're just going to knot it a couple times. Okay, so it's a little bit like trying to tie a balloon. It can be a little difficult. So there's one knot. And then one more knot. And you just want to make sure those are pulled nice and tight. Okay, and then you're going to want to take your scissors and cut those off, because I personally would not want to leave those on there. Okay, and you can get those off better later. But then you just kind of stretch this out and kind of get them even, but there you go. There are your elastics. And so if you take your inserts, which I have here, okay, just kind of open them up to the middle. You just grab an elastic and you just start sliding in your inserts. It doesn't really matter which ones you grab. Okay, and then you just keep adding until your journal cover is full to however you want. So I mean, even with just the two, there's not, I mean, you can leave it at that, you can continue to add, but you've got enough of like an edge here. As you can see, the overlap gives you some wiggle room for the more that you add, you know, it'll keep your insert still inside of that cover. Okay, so you can customize these, and one thing I like to do is personally round off these edges here. And like I did with my cover here, I painted it, added some ribbon. You can do anything you want to do to add your own personal touch to the cover itself. You can even use, if you go to like the dollar store, you can even use like those plastic, what do you call them, placemats, and you can cut those down to size, and then it's already got like a pattern to it or something like that, and then you just cut it, and it doesn't matter if it has a raw edge because it won't fray or anything like that. So anything that you want to do to customize it, this is the basic step to actually creating the cover and getting the elastics inside. So if you guys have any questions on further information about these covers, please shoot me a comment. I would love to answer those questions for you. This is the last video in the series besides doing the question and answer, and I'm also in the 4th video going to be doing the announcement of what the giveaway will be, and anybody who subscribes to my channel will be entered into that drawing, and I will reveal the prize in the next video. So please stay tuned. Like and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Mondays, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Happy journaling. Bye.